Hello, I'm Magda from I'm a Little Creature, and this Amigurumi workshop I'd like to present you the project. It is a special project, birthday gift for my nephew who is 3 years old, and he likes trains, so I decided to make the Thomas from Thomas and Friends. I have a few skins of Himalaya dolphin baby in my stash, blue, black and gray, red, so I decided to make the Thomas, but I have no idea that he will be such a big train. I started from the face, later I needle sculpted the face. Then from light gray I changed to black, as you can see, and then red and blue stripes repeated 6 times. So I get the cylindrical shape, and I stuffed this cylinder, close the opening. Everything is described in the pattern, because I also write down the pattern, free pattern for the train. It is available in my blog. After crocheting the cylinder, the main part, I divided the face in half to mark the point for neck. For the neck, I counted 10 single crochet from both sides from red stripes. The red is quite longer because I didn't know where to add the sides when I was designing the Thomas. So I wanted to have a longer red stripes just in case. I crocheted the Thomas and was looking at the picture from the internet, lots of picture of Thomas to get the proportions. Then I inserting the hook in this place. It was a front post single crochet to make the first row, and then I crocheted in rows this part. Then I also crocheted in rows this part, front post single crochet the first row, and then in rows with one turning chain in the end of each row. And then I joined this in the corners and this with slip stitches, and the same on the opposite side. We have this rectangle, long rectangle, then the short rectangle joined with the slip stitches. And then the really challenge, it was making the next part, because I have to find a way to keep the stuffing bordered and secured. So beneath this L shape, I called it L shape because it's quite as a L letter, and beneath it I crocheted the rectangle, sew the rectangle into this cylinder to make this part. You can see it, but here is the also little rectangle, and I crocheted this L shape. I joined it, this L shape, it's longer, and then I embroidered this red lines. And then on the other side the same. I also planned these lines before I made it with a red yarn. I planned it with the other yarn. Then I remove it and embroidered it with. It's not embroidered like a stitch. It's slip stitches. We have a slip stitches. I inserted the hook under the stitches of this part. And what next? Also so this semicircle. I have some difficulties with making it. I have to unravel because it was too big, and then I think it's quite nice as it is. Proportions are okay. Then I made the back part, and for the back part I crocheted the bottom. I can't show you that now, but you will see it in my photos in the blog. Just in short, here is the whole part. I made a back loop only to get this, I don't know how to say it, stairs. And then I crocheted the base. We have two parts in the base, light gray with a Himalaya dolphin baby and red base with the two strands of Himalaya dolphin baby red yarn. And as for the project, I didn't tell you earlier, I used three sizes of crochet hook. For Himalaya dolphin baby I used 4.5 millimeters crochet hook, and for this two strands of red Himalaya dolphin baby I used 9 millimeter crochet hook, because it's not stuffing. These two parts are not stuffed. If you would like to stuff it, you may crochet as this part, and that's just it. But I wanted to make it thicker and crochet it faster, so that's why I used 9 millimeter crochet hook. It's a longer part than this gray part, because we have this front and the back, and to make this bend, this fold, I worked the back loop only to make this lines. And also the third size I used for the eyes 2 millimeters crochet hook. It's really difficult to tell you about the project because it's full of details. I would like to tell you everything, and it's not so easy. Okay, what is next? I have the base gray. For the gray, light gray base, I sewed this part when it was ready. And then for this red base I have to plant the wheels, so I crocheted this 6 wheels firstly. Then I pinned it to the red base. I have to check if it's standing okay, because you see this part is not here. The wheel started here because we have the stairs here. I crocheted 6 wheels. I stuffed the wheels firmly and crocheted tight, because the Thomas, this upper part, is quite heavy, and these wheels have to keep shape. So I planted these wheels on the red rectangle, and I embroidered the black lines. Firstly, the circle with the slip stitches, inserting the hook under the black part, and then I embroidered these lines from the to the center. And in the center I worked woven wheel stitch. You saw it in my other tutorials. It's inserting the hook above and below lines to create this nice center circle. And then I pinned the wheels to this red again, and I have to check if the Thomas is standing stable. And then I sewed the wheels to the red part. After sewing this to the red part, I joined these two parts with the gray and upper part, and wheels with a red rectangle. Here you see I crocheted it with the red yarn. It's not 2 strands, it's 1 strand of red. I need to adjust it because you see that one stitches is not opposite to one stitches of gray. It's not opposite to the one stitches of red. I have to sometimes I had to insert in the hook in 2 stitches, but it's not. It's okay. I think I have to adjust it and the Thomas was almost ready. Then details left. I decided to join it with this connector, this wheels. I crocheted dark gray stripes, and then I added this blue parts. After crocheting the wheels and sewing it to the red rectangle, I realized that I have a problem with the wheels. Thomas wasn't standing stable, so I decided to make the frame with the PVC pipes. I cut the PVC pipe into pieces, 3 pieces 8 millimeters long, and these thin pipes are 12 millimeters in diameter, and the thicker tube, this pipe, is 41 centimeters long, as the length of the gray base. You may adjust it to compare it with a gray base, because we have the foldings here. And 2 centimeters in diameter. I also crocheted to cover this. I covered this pipe and sew it to the wheels, and also sew it to this and to the red base, but I leave it just here. It's not sewed because it can be holding here in this place. As for additional parts, details, I added the white light, small amount of white Himalaya dolphin baby, a light blue dolphin baby I had in my stash, so I use it. It may be other yarn. It doesn't have to be Himalaya if you don't have to. If you don't have this yarn, I embroidered with the slip stitches with a hook these red lines. It's better to mark them firstly and then embroider. I crocheted the yellow number 1. I also crocheted this windows with a black and yellow. It's not Himalaya dolphin baby. I used Alize Softy, and the same crochet hook 4.5 millimeters. The same crochet hook as for Himalaya dolphin baby, but this is not the same yarn. I hadn't the yellow Himalaya, so I used the Alize. It's quite similar, and also soft, a really soft yarn. And also the chimney, black and blue, and this black parts, as I saw in the photo. This also are black circles, stars. Finally, for this project, I used 2 skeins of light gray, black, red, 5 skeins of blue, 1 skein of dark gray, and a small amount of white and light blue. It was a Himalaya dolphin baby. And I also used the Alize Softy, yellow and black. So here you see the Thomas. The size was the size. The length is 50 centimeters long, and we have 35 the height from the wheels to this roof, and without the chimney. If you want to have the size with the chimney, it's about 46 centimeters. I used lots of stuffing to create the Thomas. So I hope the pattern will be useful for you. Frankly speaking, I'm not planning to make the Thomas anymore, I think. This day, perhaps someday, I will make the other train. I would like to make the Peter, but not Himalaya, but probably to make it a smaller, not so big project. You see the Thomas. I'll show you once again. Please tell me in comments what you think of my project. I made him within 2 weeks, I think, but not every day, and just early morning or lately at night. I have no opportunity, no possibility to make the project during the day because I work, and this is my hobby. I made it. And if you could give me a thumbs up, I will be grateful for that. Subscribe my channel, my blog. Link to the pattern is in video description. See you in next tutorials, videos, unboxing, Amigurumi workshops, and so on. Greetings from Poland. Bye.